I'm back to talk about more Robot Wars. So for those who follow this channel, you guys might have noticed I released the videos a few weeks ago talking about stuff I didn't exactly like about VXT. So that said, I think it's only fair for me to make another video talking about stuff I like about this game. Before I actually begin, I should clarify that some of the stuff I'm about to mention was actually introduced back in Z3. But I'm just gonna focus more on VXT, even though technically I should talk about Z3 as well. I should include Z3 as well. That said, let's get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about, it's actually the tag points, or how you use tag points. These, for those who remember back in Z2 or Alpha, to customize your pilots. You have to use what you call pilot points, and each character have their own pool of points. So it's cool that we can customize it, but the problem is this creates a problem where good pilots, they have an easier time to getting pilot points, whereas the weaker pilots, they struggle to do that. So it's a situation where the rich gets richer, the poor, they're stuck as being poor. So this makes it really hard to customize pilots, or really makes it really hard for us to really use who we want to use. Right? Let's say in this game, if I want to use for whatever reason, let's say her, Eru. We want to really use her, main her. In old games we can't because her stats kind of sucks. So to really prop her up, you have to force yourself to use her, grind her, put her in a good suit, and just make her take down a lot of enemies. But in these games, how tag point works, it's just whatever you kill, it goes to the same pool of point that can be shared between all the pilots. So now we have the option of customizing whoever we want. We can give all the skills. We can make her the best pilot there is, if you want. Even this guy, if you want, you can make him a beast. You can make him into the deadliest pilot in your whole team. That is possible now. So this stuff like this, I really appreciate. It gives us a lot more freedom to use whoever we want, and that's the whole point of Robot Wars. Well, one of the main points. It's giving us the freedom to do what we want with the pilots from our beloved anime. So that's something I really appreciate it, and I'm really happy to see this thing being back in Robot Wars 30. Even though in Robot Wars 30 they separated tag points and pilot points, they brought back pilot points, but what they said is pilot points will be a huge pool, it's shared between all the pilots, so it's the same thing. You earn pilot points and you can spend it on whoever you want. So that is a big positive in my books. Second thing I want to talk about, it's the choices for series. Well, not so much in Robot Wars 30, but in VXT, they have some odd choices for a series. So in this case, the weirdest one, it's obviously Cowboy Bebop. Going back to V, you have Yamato, and X, you have Nadia, of all things. It makes no sense, but you have to admit, it's cool. It's pretty damn cool to have a series that shouldn't really be in Robot Wars, but it's in it. So, and this opens up a lot of possibilities, especially looking at Yamato, which is where it's all spaceship. So this, to me, gives me hope that we will one day get Legends of Galactic Heroes in Robot Wars. When it comes to epic space battles, come on, you don't get more epic than that. I don't really like using the word epic, but come on, man. Legend of Galactic Heroes, for those who've seen it, you guys know what I'm talking about. Crazy spaceship battles, big scale, pretty cool characters. Although that kind of reminds me, if they do put in Legends of Galactic Heroes, they might use the new one, which I don't know how I feel about that. But anyways, the fact is we have the chance. There is a chance of that series making into Robot Wars, along with countless other ones that normally we wouldn't really consider that Robot Wars worthy, but now it's I shouldn't even say worthy, but suitable. I should say it's Robot Wars suitable. But now, everything it's a good game. If you name it, chances are they can make it into Robot Wars. If Bebop can make it into it, then yeah. Unless there's no ships or mechs involved, right? Obviously, you can't put freaking Dragon Ball into here, or you can't put Hunter x Hunter in here. That's just stupid. But anything that's resembles a mech has a chance of making it in. So that I am really happy of them just taking a chance, going a weird ass anime and just throw it into the game and see what happens. And well, I don't know about Bebop, but at the very least, or even let's see, where is he? Yeah, Harlock. Even Harlock, Yamato. You gotta admit they did a pretty good job of it. I would say they fit in pretty well. They fit in surprisingly well, especially Yamato. I felt like the plot of Yamato really supported the whole story for V. So that is really cool. That is a really cool part about V. And actually all three of these games in general. Like some of these Oddball series, they throw it in there and it somehow works. The next thing, this I think is a little controversial, but hear me out. So DLCs. Normally, I don't like the idea of DLCs. Felt like it's more often than not, it's a cash grab. They're just trying to squeeze more money out of us. Even these, I'm not gonna deny, it has a bit of that in it. But at the same time, a lot of these DLC missions, they don't really fit into the main game. It's kind of awkward, like chronologically or even plot-wise. It felt like it's not important enough for them to put it into the plot. But at the same time, it's still worth noting. So the best way to do it is bonus scenarios like this, DLCs. Because if you play some of these missions, some of them are actually pretty cool. And let's just explore more about the characters and the world. And this is something that's really missing in the older games, like Z2, Alpha, and stuff. And they can really go pretty funny off the rail of this. They can make something pretty comedic and just wacky even. Say what you will about DLCs. Like stuff like this you have to appreciate. And I'm it's weird to say. I know it's weird to say, but I am very happy they're bringing these back in Robot Wars 30 as well. The DLC scenarios. Because this will give us a chance to really get a deeper look into all the characters, or even maybe the antagonists. Who knows, right? So that is another good thing I like about these games. Alright, next thing I want to talk about. It's the OG character design. Specifically the mechs. Let me go find the mechs. So for VXT, I felt like they are taking some interesting chances of the design. Like Van Nix and Grand Fang, I would say they're pretty standard, what you expect from an OG Robot Wars mech. But something like Zelgard, I would say it's pretty unconventional. Honestly, I would say design-wise, it's the most unique since this Astranagant from Alpha 3. That's just my opinion. I'm sure some of you will disagree with me. But personally, I felt like this mech it's really unique. Like I really like the design of it, and it's just very different. It looks very different, and that's something I really appreciate. And even Tyrannade, the whole salaryman theme, that is pretty unique. You gotta say, like that is pretty cool. Like it or not, it's different. And I felt like that is one of the main theme of VXT is that, yes, they rehash a lot of animation, they reuse assets, felt like the same animation over and over again, but at the same time, they are trying a lot of different things. They're trying a lot of new things, like stuff that we normally wouldn't consider suitable for Robot Wars. While we're on the topic of robots, I also have to talk about the sprites. And while this is technically starting from Z3 all the way to now with T, and looks like it's gonna be even better in 30. But yeah, the sprites. I can't say enough good thing about how good some of these sprites are. Like, look at these. Like, they look beautiful. They look really good. Especially if it's just, you know, when they're not moving, just looking at it, the sprites are pretty damn good looking. And as I pointed out in one of my previous video, animation it's hit or miss, right? It's really inconsistent. That's one of the main problems. But just looking at the sprite itself, a lot of them, like, look at this. They've clearly put in a lot of work into like drawing this sprite, and it looks beautiful, and even more so when you see it in action. So animation aside, the sprite itself, these HD sprites are it's really good. You cannot deny it. And some of you guys have seen in the trailer for Robot Wars 30, stuff like Zeta Gundam, New Gundam. They look even better now. They've completely redrawn the sprite. They look even better. So that I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see how they actually animate and move. Hopefully it will be better. But yeah, based on just a static image, they're beautiful. I know it's a small thing. It's kind of minor since it doesn't mean much. Just looking at a still picture, but still, I gotta show it some love. Well, that's pretty much it for the video. It's another short one. And the list of stuff I like wasn't that long, I guess. But still, like, don't get me wrong. I still like these games, despite my many complaints for them. I still like it. I still enjoyed it. Well, enough that this is my second playthrough. I played the shit out of these games, and I'm very excited for Robot Wars 30. And hopefully, they will release a second trailer soon. And when they do, be sure I will make another video for that. And until then, everyone take care. I'll see you next time.